Hey friend. Hey. So, accidentally pressed stop instead of pause on the part one of this video. So here we are in part two. If this is the first video that you're watching, I did a little introduction about how I was contemplating being a teacher, who's taught me to be a teacher, Michael Beckwith, how I call him Reverend Michael, how I enjoy learning from him. So you can go watch the other video. It's like 2 minutes because I pushed pause, or I pushed stop instead of pause while I was recording. In any case, I was expressing how I appreciate that I get to enjoy my sovereignty and still be a channel of love, still be full and bright and present, and be a spiritual being having a human experience, enjoying being in my humanness. And I was shook by how much I adore this person and how much I appreciate them because of how much they've taught me, how much I just appreciate them for being themselves. And I was reflecting on the beginning of my healing journey, my spiritual journey in incognito mode, and how I didn't have any of his direct teachings or watch any of his videos or read any of his books. His books are not a part of my initial lexicon of learning. He was definitely not in the phase one of my spiritual growth and development. I had heard of him maybe kinda through Lisa Nichols, who is like the one who really pulled me in and told me about cognitive dissonance and the idea of being the creator of my life and having the authority to be the author of this journey that I'm on. And then as I started to get more into my spirituality and the metaphysics of it all, Michael really stepped in the space for me and really helped me to unpack things that I've been exploring in my spiritual life and the spiritual spaces of my life, which is all the spaces, right? And it really blows me away because it's a marker of the transition, the shift, the transformation that I've gone through over the course of these years since 2017. And also how, teachers have floated in and out of my life. And I'll probably make a different video about this, but I've been listening back to Napoleon Hill and some of those books with the big tycoons of American corporate business success, and I don't resonate with it as much as I initially did, mostly because I am aware that we are also having a human experience, and the type of individual that I want to be in this life is somebody who is considerate of all human life and not so hyper focused on what my individual experience is, that I am rippling out effects into the world that are causing people challenges unnecessarily without putting in some sort of understanding that everything I do is for the good of all, right? And so the messaging hasn't really felt like, yeah, I want to do this. However, I am understanding and excavating the essence of what these stories are sharing and what these people were practicing in order to navigate life from a place that they felt was successful and that other people described as successful, which I'm not saying not successful, that they weren't successful. It's just a different sort of success than I want. So yeah, that's a different video. And if this is your first video, again, this is a part 2. I accidentally pushed stop instead of pause while I was making my first video, while I was making this video. And the way that I'm set up these days, these are raw, raw videos. And so I was like, we're just gonna make it again, because my first video, no excuses. Excuses are deadly. So yeah, if this is your first video and you did not watch part 1 of this video, go ahead and get that into your ear so that more of this conversation makes sense. And if this is your first video period, welcome. I appreciate you being here. My name is Angelique, and this is a space and a place where I share my insights, my stories, what I'm learning, who I'm learning from, what's going on in my practice, so that we can practice together, because this is a space for us to share in our journey of growth and development. So let me know what your journey has been like, who you've been getting your insights and who you have been getting notes from, sharing notes with in this life. So yeah, drop in the comments. I appreciate you, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one or 2.